City of South Fulton is cracking down on nightclubs today.
Tracy A. McPeer explains why 3 have had their liquor licenses pulled since November.
3 nightclubs in the city of South Fulton having their liquor license suspended over the last 4 months. Police Chief Keith Meadows saying businesses need to do their part.
If we have to hold many of these businesses responsible for policing their parking lots and inside of their doors, then we're prepared to do that.
The first was in November. The bodega on Old National Highway was closed for allegedly illegally using the property. Police say they were selling alcohol without a permit and using their club as a hair salon. Then in February, the South Beach Club, which is also on Old National Highway, had their liquor license pulled. Then, just this past Friday, the Burn Lounge on Roosevelt Highway had their liquor license pulled after police say there were 2 assaults reported. Meadows saying it's all about keeping the community safe and business owners accountable.
Right now, we're in the process of making sure that we set a standard for the businesses within the city of South Fulton.
The owner of the Burn Lounge disagreeing, saying in the 7 years they've been open, these are isolated incidents.
There have been shootings at several places in South Fulton. There have been shootings at Walmarts, there have been shootings at gas stations, there have been shootings at other clubs. But the only people whose liquor licenses we are taking have 2 things in common. Their owners and their crowd is young and black. That's not being black on purpose. They put together this press conference outside of these people's club. We haven't even voted on their liquor license yet. It's not even on the schedule. There's a liquor license for another venue, South Beach, which is Jock's Club and Mr. Crow's Club, who is an Atlanta legend, who's been operating clubs for 55 years. And they decided to hold this press conference, and they didn't even invite the owner of the club to give her side of the story. So I want to invite her to speak now. Shanika?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shanika, S-H-O-N-I-C-A. Last name Crocker, C-R-O-C-K-E-R. I am the owner of Burn Lounge Atlanta. I have been the owner of Burn Lounge Atlanta for 7 years, without incident, might I add. I want to extremely apologize for wasting you guys' time for coming out here on such isolated events. Burn Lounge has never had any revocations on my liquor license in 7 years since I've been open. There has been a couple of isolated events in the parking lot that I feel the community should be responsible for taking action when they decide to shut other venues down without consulting the other business owners that it could potentially affect. I'm so disappointed in Councilwoman Willis. She calls me, she talks to me. She's never once stated to me that this was going to happen. She's in the past told me that she was coming for my real estate because she wanted this location to be the location for the new city hall. She's spoken to people that she didn't know I had allies in the community to say that she didn't want me personally here, which I don't understand what her personal vendetta is. But to loop us in and to vacuum Burn Lounge into a conversation of sex trafficking or illegal activity or not caring about our community is just derogatory and defamatory. And I'm completely disappointed. But I do thank you for your time, for hearing me out. I will take this up with the city, and I appreciate you.
Were there 2 incidents where an employee was charged with assault and also battery? Was there a fight and then also gun violence?
There was nothing that happened inside of Burn Lounge.
So that happened outside?
There's nothing that I know that happened outside. Whatever is alleged, no one has been convicted. There has not been any charges brought upon. You have to speak to the police about that.
Do you know the shooting at all?
Yes, I know that there was an incident in the parking lot. Absolutely.
It's associated with your bar?
It's not associated. It was outside of my club. Nothing ever made it inside the club.
Is it people coming from your bar?
There was nobody coming in. Nobody was inside of the club. It was before. No, they were not. They never made it inside of the club.
So it was not your employee?
It was not my employee.
So I'm going to step in. So one of the reasons that I stepped in is because I'm hearing very alarming reports from these young black club owners that before their alcohol licenses were ever suspended, that city officials came into these clubs and told them, we don't want you here. This is not the type of business that we want in our community. I'm here to support all black businesses that are legal and above board. I believe that that's what being black on purpose is about. And this is part of a larger problem that I'm seeing with the growing police state in the city of South Fulton. So we have these traffic cameras. We have 10 schools that have traffic cameras. We were told that these traffic cameras were all about public safety. They were all about pedestrian safety. There was a young lady, Renaya Majors, who died in front of a school when she was hit by a car. Her image was pimped to the constituents and to the council, and we all voted to pass these speed cameras. The city estimated that in the first 12 months we would receive $300,000. In the first 6 months, we've received $1.3 million. Fox News reported that 1 week we wrote 22,000 tickets. And what is the first thing that we're spending the money on? Not crosswalks for pedestrian safety, not sidewalks, because there are portions of Old National Highway that still don't have sidewalks. There are schools that don't have sidewalks in front of them. So maybe people are walking in the street and getting hit because they don't have sidewalks. But that's not what we spent the money on. We are voting tonight to spend $360,000 on a tank, on an armored SWAT vehicle, which the chief asked for in his previous city of College Park, and College Park said no. Here in the city of South Fulton, we're spending almost 25% of our budget on police and less than 1% on economic development. College Park said no. And instead, they have built Georgia's second largest convention space, a D-League arena, and over 20 hotels within 1 mile of the airport. Do you know how many hotels the city of the South Fulton has? 1. We cannot police our way to prosperity. And there are a lot of people that are upset about this growing police state that we have. South Fulton is not Ferguson. And now I want you to hear from some of the people who have gotten tickets that are upset about the direction that we're taking with our police and profiting off of our own residents.
And you want to put a tank in our community where we don't have crosswalks? Matter of fact, let's do this. Y'all can't even solve crimes. If we can bring down the crime rate in our community by getting detectives to get out and do what they're supposed to do, then we'll have a better community. The detectives aren't doing what they're supposed to do. They're not solving crimes. A tank for what? What's the point? And then you want to shut down black-owned businesses. I'm not here to speak on the behalf of the business. I'm here to speak on behalf of the people. It's single mothers behind that bar. And this is how they make their living. This is how they feed their children. With limited resources. Very limited resources. In the middle of a pandemic, you want to shut down a black-owned business. It's disgraceful.